Still on the birthday matter, we be say make the Wigwe family, the late Wigwe family, come as I can they drag Rccg, a particular parish of Rccg. They still talk about the matter, say as they do the birthday, it no make sense. And true, no be say them lie. It no to make sense. They for shift the birthday, at least put them at, put them at a later days or suspend them for now. Then later, when when everywhere done, they less tensed, then go continue. We could hear what then go talk. Without that sister's birthday was insensitive and ill-timed. If there is any tradition that is well known of and recognized by not a few people, it is unarguably the tradition of observing the period of silence for the departed until he or she is buried. Without a doubt, it has become a common way to honor the deceased, and it is also regarded as a unique opportunity to take some time out from busy life to reflect about the essence of life. Thus, for the sake of clarity, a period of silence is a quiet period that can last even weeks, particularly in African tradition, to enable mourners exhibit silence for the deceased, silently contemplate and reflect whenever they are gathered together. It is always an opportunity to take time to honor and remember the deceased. Without a doubt, moments of silence have become commonplace when recognizing natural disasters, tragic events, acts of terrorism, or individual deaths. Inasmuch as not a few people might have witnessed periods of silence for departed loved ones over a period of days and even weeks in some cases, as a mark of respect for the dead, or perhaps participated in the candlelight vigil for someone who passed away in a community. It is expected to record that the media, both the social and conventional media, have been agog with attacks against the pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, City of David in Victoria Island, Lagos, Pastor Ido Eliyomede and his wife Siju, for being insensitive over the death of the church strong members together with his wife and son. The reason for the attack cannot be far-fetched, as it could not be unconnected to the recent event that surrounded the death of the group Chief Executive Officer, Group CEO of Access Holding PLC, Herbert Wigwe. Recall that Herbert Wigwe died recently in America in a helicopter crash alongside his wife, son, and business partner. Wigwe has been a member of the Rccg, the City of David branch, and was said to be a very high financial contributor to the church. Though this writer is not in any way supporting the seeming unbearable backlashes which the corpus who are no doubt clergy in the church have been receiving from netizens and other creators, it is however expedient to remind them, in case they have never learned from the Bible, that remembering the dead by setting certain activities aside reminds us that we too will die, so we must live in light in our impending death. As Ecclesiastes 7 verse 2 says, it is better to go to a house mourning than to go to a house of feasting, for that is the destiny of everyone. The living should take this to heart. Besides expressing this view from a biblical perspective, it is germane to pin that different countries have different customs surrounding death. Many ways of mourning can be seen around the world. Right from the rural communities across Nigeria, whenever the death of anyone is announced, so much that throughout the period of mourning, farming and market activities are first suspended by close relatives of the deceased and consequently carried out in low keys as a mark of respect for the dead. Given the foregoing, it is expedient to peep into canonical history to understand how men of God were honorably mourned by the bereaved, particularly those that can be called the church members in those biblical days. For instance, 70 days including 40 days for embalming, Genesis 50 verse 3, was used to mourn Jacob. In a similar vein, 30 days were used for both Aaron, Numbers 20-29, and Moses, Deuteronomy 34 verse 8. A month for a captive woman mourning her parents, Deuteronomy 21 verse 13, and many days when Jacob believed that Joseph was dead. In fact, it may not be out of place to opine that it may be insensitivity or lack of understanding of the Bible that spurred the Illuminates to throw such a lavish party that was unarguably unhelpful and downright hurtful much of the time, particularly as the helicopter crash took the lives of Wigwe, his wife, and son. The reason for the foregoing cannot be far-fetched, particularly when analyzed from the fact that Siju Eliyomede is a lawyer, pastor and founder of the Arise Women Foundation and the Handmaiden Women in Leadership series, who ought to have known better about the time to celebrate and not hurt the collective sensibility of Nigerians that are mourning the death of the Wigwes and their friend. To anyone that knows her background, it is not surprising that the celebration of her birthday on Sunday, February 18, 2024 was widely condemned. It will be recalled in this contest that Ciji's birthday was celebrated with fanfare as distinguished guests, including billionaires and monarchs, were on hand to rejoice with her at the party, which took place at the Eco Hotel and Suites Victoria Island, Lagos. This is a song got wagging with a popular singer. Flavor Nabanya serenaded her with his hit songs such as Ada Ada, Bena and Adama, even as some netizens questioned the presence of a secular singer at a party hosted by the pastor. Without doubt, the birthday celebration was considered to be insensitive by not a few people, as they expressed displeasure at the pastor's wife holding such a lavish party barely a month after the tragic death of a prominent member of the church. Without turning this birthday issue to an overflocked horse, it is germane at this point to share the following famous passage from Ecclesiasticus for every reader of this speech to ponder on. Thus, Ecclesiasticus 33 verse 1 to 8, King James Version says, "To everything there is a reason, to everything there is a season and a time to purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace." Given the foregoing, it is crystal clear that there is time for everything, and that birthday celebration was ill-timed to not a few critics. The birthday ought to have been celebrated within the church premises with prayers, thanksgiving, and in low key, since it seemed difficult for the celebrant to forgo, without a doubt, that 60th birthday was insensitive and ill-timed. Yes, anything where they do them now. No, beside this, I support them, but believe you me, it can't be like see, they different. With waiting I hear say the Wigwe do for that parish. Even if you must do the birthday, you feel do them in a, how am I going to put it? You can be sober about it, and you can center it around it. Make people come as I talk, say you use this your opportunity to talk about them. Or if you will not be able to do it like that because you really want to be happy, because God gave you, God keep your life, give you good health. No wahala. You put the birthday on hold. You must not celebrate your birthday within that particular month. We'll be saying your birthday now. You can move it forward. You understand? If you have another celebration coming up, you can actually put it together. You get. But the thing we say they no try. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.